where can I find some foul beasts to slay and balrogs to defeat? Welcome! This is the last of the Lord of the Rings quizzes that we've had this evening. Now, Thristina, she had to go away and, elves. It's elves, huh? Can't live with them, can't live without them. Sun elves, they do all kinds of stuff. Now, this game here, it's a points-based quiz, point-based game. You've played it before. It's the last of the 3 games here. I've got 15 questions for you yet again. So this is gonna be an epic final round. Now, the prize pool, the total prize pool for this quiz. Let's see what the tech team is able to calculate here. We are waiting signs from the Middle-earthen gods from above, and the accumulated prize pool is will be announced. It is I can barely contain myself. The tech team is they are cracking this nut during the game, so I will lay that information out later for you. Now, the Sauron's eye is watching. We need to be vigilant. We need to keep our wits about us. And we need to answer the following questions correctly. Let's move on to question number 1. To open the gate to Moria, Gandalf says the Elvish word for open, friend, or dwarf. Do you remember what Gandalf says? They are very hard-pressed against that door. The sea monster, whatever its name is, I'm sorry. It's grasping at their feet and pulling them into the water. And Gandalf, he says, friend. It's melon. Speak, friend, and enter. And then he figures it out. So then, now the ones of you who kept your wits about you, I seem to have given you quite the clue for question number 2 here. What is the Elvish word for friend? Is it Maloha? Is it melon? Or is it Moria? Let's see. Well, yeah. It's, if you feel that I am trustworthy so far, well, then you may feel that you already know the correct answer to this one. But, I bet that most of you actually knew the correct answer. The correct answer is melon, of course. Which is also a very tasty fruit. For those of you who didn't know that. I do like myself some melons during the summertime. How do you feel? Do you feel ready for question number 3? Let's go! The character Legolas is played by what actor? Orlando Bloom, Jonah Hill, or Viggo Mortensen? All of these are very good actors. I feel like we mostly mention good actors when we play these quizzes. One of these actors I feel is a very, very funny person. Now the correct answer here is Orlando Bloom. Now the funny person I'm thinking of is, of course, Jonah Hill. But Orlando Bloom is actually quite funny as well. I remember seeing him in Extras, the series by Ricky Gervais. He plays a really, he's being kind of an asshole, and that's a lot of fun. He's like an exaggerated version of himself. Right, let's stay in Lord of the Rings. Question number 4. In the epic beginning of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, whose voice is the first we hear in the Fellowship of the Ring? Is it Arwen? Is it Galadriel? Is it Bilbo? This should be a pretty easy one, right? I mean, come on. We often watch these trilogies, you and I. Look at us. We do it all the time. So then the answer is, of course, Galadriel. She tells the story of how how the rings are handed out and all of that stuff, how people get corrupted and how the Dark Lord brings in almost succeeds in bringing in the Dark Age. Right, let's move on to question number 5. At the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, Bilbo is celebrating his birthday. How old is he? 101, 88, or 111? What do you think? Either case, this is a pretty impressively old age. How long does a hobbit regularly live? Now the correct answer here is 111. Bilbo, he in the story he actually manages to live that long because he is carrying the One Ring. You basically become immortal, but not very happy while having that ring. Okay, how's it going? Question number 6. Yeah, let's go. Who plays the stubborn dwarf Lord Gimli? Hugo Weaving, Christopher Lee, John Rhys Davies, or Mount Doom? That is a tricky question here. Now, I'm sorry. Mount Doom is, of course, not a name. It's a famous mountain. Now, the correct answer here is John Rhys Davies. What an awesome dwarf he plays. It's scary, but I'm blocking his view so he doesn't see you. Question number 7. John Rhys Davies was, of course, the one who played Gimli, but which other character did he also do the voice for? The Witch King, Treebeard, or Sauron? Yeah, all of these... Yeah, I was going to say that all of these characters you never really see the face of, but that would have been a total lie, and I don't do that. The correct answer is Treebeard. And you could imagine that they both have... does Gimli have a deep voice? I was about to say it. I'll have to rewatch and see what the correct answer is to that question. Let's move on to question number 8. Wormtongue is the demeaning nickname. It is a demeaning nickname, but what is this character's real name in The Lord of the Rings? Augur, Grima, or Torgur? Wormtongue, it's it's a very that character. It brings me the creeps. The correct answer here is Grima, played by a Swedish actor, I'm pretty sure. I would have to double check that, but yeah, I would bet my tokens that I am correct on that one. Okay, how's it going? Are you ready? Are you still in the game? I sure hope so. I sure hope that you are ready to slay some orcs, because I sure am, and I am ready to move on to question number 9. Who kills the Witch King? Is it Eowyn? Is it Enya? Is it Elvi? Or is it Aragorn? Let's see. What is the correct answer to this one? Do you remember all of these characters? Or even all of these characters in Lord of the Rings? Well, the correct answer here is Eowyn. She stabs him in his pretty little face. Right in his face hole. And he is demolished. Right. And I think Enya is a famous artist. Who can dun 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 dun? I hope. Right, also does the theme for Lord of the Rings, obviously. We all know that. Now, question number 10. The Witch King of Angmar stabs Frodo with what? A Morgul knife, a magical wand, or the Sword of Mordor? Stabs him right in the kind of chest area. And Frodo gets quite sick. Looks like he's having quite the fit of withdrawal spasms. No, the correct answer here is a Morgul knife. Or I think it's a Morgul blade that Aragorn says when he looks at the wound. This is no regular wound. So they have to get help from the elves, which manages to save him right in the nick of time. And boy, am I happy that happened. Because, well, then the rest of the story played out. How's it going? Let's keep going. Question number 11. Finish the quote. A wizard is never late, Mr. Baggins, nor is he early. He always arrives when the eagle has time for it, when the time is right, or precisely when he means to. Either way, I think this is a pretty neat way of not having to, say, I'm sorry, I'm late. He's making up his own rules, Mr. Gandalf, and what he says is precisely when he means to. Yeah, he makes the rules himself. Well, basically, he is kind of two people, Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White. Am I right? Question number 12. Let's go. True or false, Peter Jackson does a cameo in all of Lord of the Rings movies he directed? True or false? Yeah. I mean, do we see Peter Jackson in the movies? Well, perhaps he doesn't look like himself, or perhaps he doesn't really appear at all. What do you think? I feel like you guys should have heard of this. Well, the correct answer here is true. He does appear. Now, if I am not completely wrong on this, I think he's dressed as like an orc or an Uruk-hai. One of those two. I might be wrong. Are you having a good time? I sure am. This is always my favorite part of the day. Just spending some time together with you. You know what? I feel ready to move on to the next question. Question number 13. True or false? The inscription that can be read on the one true ring is Elvish. True or false? Well, I think most of you can probably see in your mind's eye the squiggly lines that make up the words that are written on the ring, that appear when you put the ring into a fire and it gets heated up. But is it Elvish or not? Well, it does look a lot like Elvish, but it's actually false. It's not Elvish, it is Black Speech. It is Sauron's own language. Now, it is, closely related to Elvish, I'm pretty sure. It does sound a lot like Elvish, but it's Black Speech. Right. Are you warm in your clothes? Are you ready for question number 14? True or false, another name for Gandalf is Mithril? Well, I mean, for all of you hardcore Lord of the Rings fans, you have probably heard the word Mithril. Now, the question is it a kind of second name or third? Well, I mean, he has a lot of names, Gandalf. In Swedish, there is a saying that goes a child who is loved has many names. I would say the Gandalf is a old child that is loved and has many names, but Mithril is not one of them. So the correct answer is false. Mithril is the name of the kind of armor that Frodo is wearing. It is super duper light and also kind of impenetrable to swords and such. Gandalf's one of his nicknames is actually Mithrandir. So there you go. You may have mixed it up. Well, if you are still in the game, are you ready for the final question of the trilogy of the quiz, Lord of the Rings quiz games? Question number 15. True or false, Galadriel gives Frodo her phial of light? True or false? Well, can you remember this scene? this you know, we know that Galadriel, of course, she spends some time together with Frodo, and she does actually give Frodo something, but, you know, I'm not giving away. Is it the File of Light, or is it something else? What do you think? Well, the correct answer here is true. This it's used in a pivotal moment. It saves his life when he is fighting against a big spider. Now, we have an announcement that just a small correction. We had a little mix-up with the 13th question. So the players that finish 1 point behind the winners, let's just see here what the you know, I'm getting some message from above. The tech team, they are buzzing in my ear. I'm getting conflicting messages. Hold out there. Hold out there. And the Eye of Sauron is watching us. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You know, I am happy that I have this sword, at least. I can defend myself from any danger. Now! So the players that finish 1 point behind the winners will also receive the prize winnings. The correct answer was, of course, false on that one. The question number 13. Right. So, people, have you had a good time? I sure have. Thank you very much for playing with me and Tristina earlier this evening as well. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you liked my super duper authentic Jeffragorn outfit. It's actually official. Hey, I hope we see each other soon, and I wish you a very pleasant evening. Goodbye.